Hello, beautiful one. Hello, hello. Welcome to this space. I'm so grateful to have this time with you. I'm back in my car. I know many of you love the car videos. And so I am back in my car and I will be doing more of these for you. So there's so many questions coming in. Thank you all for writing, for the comments you place on the videos I post, and for also the emails you send. A lot of questions coming in. And so one of the questions that I've been getting a lot lately is this sensation some of you are having, yes, this feeling that you're almost in a different world, even from the world you see around you with your physical eyes, but you're having this feeling of being not really feeling or connected to a lot of the things that are happening, that you are told are happening, or that you may see that are happening in the world around you, but you're not feeling so much as you are in those things, yes? And so this is a really beautiful teaching, because there's the understanding that every individual is their own consciousness, right? And then all of those individual consciousnesses, they have additional connection points with family, friend, groups of different kinds. And then they also have the understanding that they are, you know, all humans. So we have that grand general group collective of humans. So that would be what you'll hear in this community of the spiritual teachings. That would be our collective consciousness, right? And then there would be the collective consciousnesses of the group spaces, those smaller groups. And then there would be your consciousness, yours on its own individual path. And these are good things to kind of get your mind and your understanding aligned with, because they really help you as you navigate the spaces of seeing or hearing about the world around you, experiencing spaces and navigating spaces that you are not feeling any type of true connection to. So it's a big space because the collective is so vast. The human collective, the whole planet, all the humans come from such different spaces of understanding, of belief structure, of tradition, of culture, of teaching. So they're all going to have a bit of difference in their perception of the world that they are experiencing. Because just because one person sees it one way, it does not mean that it is that way for any other person. And this is a really big space that humanity is being given the opportunity to understand. And why would we want to understand this? Because the whole process of humanity, the whole process or reason for being human right now, is to begin to observe yourself as your wholeness, your source space, your origination, your consciousness, your soul being this now. So it's allowing you to recognize, acknowledge that you are this particular individualized experiential version, yes, but at the same time, your eternal being is beyond this now. And your eternalness can observe itself as this now. That is the whole reason we are here. And off of that reason comes the experiential spaces that allow us to do the observing. And those experiential spaces, when we as the consciousness choose to align them with love, come from the perception, the vantage point of love, we experience realities that reflect that alignment. And when we choose to come from a vantage point of fear, then we experience spaces in our lives that reflect that alignment of fear. There's no other way around it. It is how energy works. So Some have the mindset or the concept that it's cookie cutter, meaning it's one reality, period. But it's impossible for it to be one reality, because the reality is in the hand of the Creator, and the Creator is in all the spaces of humanity through all its individualized conscious experiences. So those individualized conscious experiences are tweaking the reality, because the way in which you perceive it affects it. That's the key to this whole video, please. The way in which you perceive, receive, understand, acknowledge, connect with, view, feel about the reality that you're having affects the reality you're having. So this kind of keys into the saying that the outer world does not dictate how you feel. It is your inner world that dictates your outer world. That's the game changer, because you can control your inner world. And when you get the self-mastery down, meaning you really understand this understanding and you implement it in your life, then you begin to see the outer change and begin to align with the changes you've made on the inner. This is the be the change you want to see in the world. Yes? Now, all right, that's enough on that teaching. I want to touch on this really quickly. Some of you have noticed my voice and you have reached out. Some have commented, some have emailed me, and you have said, are you British? Why does it sound as if you now have an accent? Well, here you go. Many of you already know the answer, but for any who haven't received the answer yet, I am ever expanding, you are ever expanding. As we move into higher spaces of ourselves and as we connect into that vibratory state of our being, it affects every space of us. It's inevitable that it would not. It has to, because it is energy. So when I am in a flow state, if you will, or a really deep alignment with the higher spaces of my being, my words change, my tone changes, the way I hold my words changes. I do not get in my head about it, because I acknowledge it as a space of knowing that this is something I want to key into. Yes, this information is important. This information is coming from a space, a vantage point that holds a deeper understanding. So I allow. Now some will say, well, is it you channeling something else and that's why it sounds like someone else? No, it is me. It is my higher self. It is my wholeness. And how do I know that? I can feel it. I can sense it. I understand it. I've communicated with myself, and I know I am choosing what I am speaking. Now, have I channeled even higher beings? And I have, and I do. And some of you have experienced that with me in client session spaces where I have done this for you. They are your teams of light that I can hear. That is when I relay their information to you. And I'm not doing this right now as a service, so nobody reach out and ask me for this. I do not have this available for anyone right now. I needed to readjust my schedule because I have some really big courses being released. If anyone's interested in those, please email me. I have a beautiful Rise of the Divine Goddess course coming out. It's a 7-month-long course. Ceremony, ritual spaces. We are not seeking any goddesses outside of ourselves anymore. That is not the space of the divine human in its now format. It is time to own that you are the one you have been waiting for. And so my course will help you own that. All right, so when I receive information that is not my own inner knowing, but I'm actually hearing a conversation from higher dimensional beings for my clients or for you, for my audience, yes, my subscribers, then I will say, they say, because I am not channeling as if they use me. They do not utilize me as they take over my vocals and speak through me. No, I communicate, and what they say, I choose to relay, I speak. Then I will let you know, and I will say the information they are sharing, and I will say who they are, is usually your team of light or the Acasma consciousness that I work with, the higher dimensional beings of light. Many times they are Arcturians or Palladians. They are all various different spaces of dimensions we are connecting with now. And it is due to the space of our vibration of our consciousness. That is why it is happening. We are moving into being in those types of spaces, existing, living in those types of spaces, those higher dimensional alignments. And as we do so, we can communicate, we can hear, we can understand. So that is an answer, if you will, to some of you who have asked, what is going on with your voice? It is vibrational. It is me. It is my higher selves speaking in through my being. And as I go higher and higher and trust in that and allow the flow and remove any type of judgment, it amplifies. Yes. And when people hear what I say and I begin speaking in that manner, in this manner, there's energy involved in what I'm saying. So right now, as you are hearing me, this is like an energy session, just in the vibration and the frequency and the tone of my words. So this is also a new higher dimensional way in which I can assist humanity as they rise and remember who they are. So I allow and I love it and I flow with it, but I understand completely why many of you would want to know what is happening. So I hope that is an explanation that brings clarity and understanding to what is happening in this work and what I'm doing. And so I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. And I have adjusted my schedule, as I stated earlier. I'm going to be adjusting it even more. I will be referring some on my website. I will be offering some referring to others who offer what I do, that I have actually taught them and I have attuned them and activated them. And so they function from the understandings that I teach and guide and attune people to. And so I will be referring some people to them. I have 3 books that are being worked on right now to be released hopefully by the end of the year, and I have currently 4 courses being released in June. If you're watching this video in a year from now, these things, timelines won't matter to you, but anyone who is currently really active in seeing what I have to offer and participating, I wanted to make note of it for you here. There's always a calendar on my website as well, and you can always reach out to me via email and ask if there's anything coming up that you might be made, I could make known of to you. I also have a subscription on my website for free to my email. Once a month, I send out via email a monthly newsletter. It's just a bit of an update. So if you are interested in that, please check out the website. The information is below. There are direct links in the description of this video, and you can check out that as well. Now, my Patreon platform is where I spend a lot of my time on the weekends. That is also being altered just a bit. So we have a lot of changes coming in June, and everything will be fully implemented in July. So, but yes, I do classes on the weekends. That there's a subscription-based plan there as well. Meditation I offer once a month, group energy transmission session. My full moons, I will not be doing them anymore as well. They are turning into a sacred alignment ceremony that I will be facilitating energetically via Zoom and video once a month on my Patreon platform right now, but that may be changing in July. But yes, there are so many beautiful spaces opening up. We are living in higher vibrational alignments, and they are available to you no matter where you fall in your understanding of consciousness, of energy. If you are in a space where you just feel like your life doesn't fit anymore and like you're in a wheel, like the hamster, and you're just spinning and doing the same cycles over and over again, and you're done with this or that or the other, or whether you've already cleared all those spaces up and you understand yourself at your higher version, and you understand energy and you work with the quantum. It doesn't matter where you fall in these understandings, these teachings, these alignments. I meet you right where you're at, and I take you into the next level of you. I assist you, I walk with you, and I activate and attune spaces of your being to remember itself in a higher space of you. So that's what I do. So take the information that we talked about at the beginning of the video, reference the understanding of what's going on right now with the realities and your consciousness, and stand in your sovereignty and remember that you are creating. Nothing is cookie cutter. No sector of humanity gets to claim this is how the end times go, this is how the shift goes, this is how the new earth goes. No one has the right to claim that. Source is too vast for that. There is not one way. And it is reflective in the receptivity, in how you perceive your reality and you, your energy and your source space, your God, your angels, your heaven, your hell, whatever you key into and believe in is going to be what you experience. It doesn't mean there is only a heaven and a hell. It doesn't mean there is only a shift to a new earth. It just means those are realities available. Pick your alignment, and whatever you believe and you connect in with, you are feeding, and then therefore you will experience. All right, beautiful shout out to all my patrons. Thank you unendingly for your support, your love. I love the platform we have over there, and I'm very grateful for every one of you. I'll say a shout out to Amy. She's a brand new one over there on Patreon. So thank you, Amy. A blessing you are. And I am grateful for each and every one of you. So unending blessings upon you, holy divine ones. Unending blessings.